The rain was relentless, mirroring the storm brewing inside me. Manchester was a gray canvas that day, each drop a tear I couldn't shed. Alaric, a 43-year-old IT specialist, had always considered myself a logical man, a man of systems and solutions. But life, I was quickly learning, was anything but logical. It was chaotic, cruel, and capable of shattering even the most meticulously constructed realities. My reality had been built around Bronte. Bronte, with her fiery red hair and infectious laugh, Bronte, who had been my best friend, my lover, my wife for 15 years. We'd met at a coding conference, two nerds bonding over algorithms and a shared love for obscure sci-fi films. It was a whirlwind romance, a perfect match, or so I thought. The first crack in our seemingly impenetrable fortress appeared subtly, a hairline fracture I initially dismissed as stress. Bronte, a talented architect, had been working long hours on a prestigious project, a new eco-friendly housing complex on the outskirts of the city. I attributed her increased irritability, her late nights, and her distracted demeanor to the pressures of her job. I was supportive, understanding, the perfect husband. Looking back, I was a fool. The late nights became more frequent. Just finishing up some designs, love, she'd say, her eyes avoiding mine. The phone calls grew more secretive, hushed whispers in the hallway, quickly ended when I approached. I started noticing a change in her scent, a musky cologne that wasn't mine. My rational mind tried to explain it away: a new client, a borrowed pen, a fleeting encounter. But the doubts, like insidious weeds, began to choke the trust in our garden. One Tuesday, I decided to surprise Bronte at work. I brought her lunch, her favorite Thai green curry, hoping to alleviate some of her stress. The reception area was empty, save for a bored-looking security guard. "Bronte Faulkner?" he asked, scrolling through a list on his computer. "She's in a meeting with Mr. Thornton." The name sent a shiver down my spine. He was Bronte's boss, a charismatic, silver-tongued shark known for his predatory behavior. I'd met him a few times at company events, and he'd always made me feel uneasy, his eyes lingering on Bronte for a beat too long. I told myself I was being paranoid, insecure. "Can I leave this for her?" I asked the guard, holding up the lunch container. He shrugged. "Sure, but they're in the conference room. Might be a while." The conference room was on the third floor, overlooking the city. I hesitated, my hand hovering over the door. I should just leave the lunch, trust Bronte, and go home. But the unease, the nagging feeling that something was terribly wrong, propelled me forward. I pushed the door open. The scene that unfolded before me was like a punch to the gut, a slow-motion train wreck that I couldn't look away from. Bronte was sitting at the conference table, but she wasn't discussing blueprints or budgets. She was locked in a passionate embrace with Thornton, his hands tangled in her hair, her lips pressed against his. The air was thick with lust, betrayal, and the sickening realization that my world was crumbling around me. Time seemed to stop. The sounds of the city faded away, replaced by the deafening roar of my own heartbeat. Bronte and Thornton broke apart, their faces flushed with guilt and surprise. Bronte's eyes widened in horror, her expression a mixture of shame and defiance. "Alaric," she stammered, her voice trembling. "It's not what you think." "Not what I think," I repeated, my voice a hollow echo. "I'm standing here watching you kiss your boss, and you're telling me it's not what I think." Thornton, ever the smooth operator, stepped forward, his hand outstretched. "Alaric, old boy, let's not be hasty. We can explain." I wanted to punch him, to wipe the smug look off his face, but I couldn't move. I was frozen, paralyzed by the sheer magnitude of the betrayal. I looked at Bronte, my Bronte, the woman I had loved and trusted with all my heart. Her eyes were pleading, but I saw no remorse, no genuine regret, only fear of getting caught. "I'm done," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "I am done with you, Bronte. I am done with this." I turned and walked out, leaving the lunch, my love, and my shattered dreams behind me. The following weeks were a blur of pain, anger, and disbelief. I moved out of our apartment, a beautiful space we had designed together, filled with memories that now felt like poisoned barbs. I found a small, sterile flat in a different part of the city, a blank canvas that reflected the emptiness inside me. The divorce was swift and brutal. Bronte didn't fight it, knowing she had been caught red-handed. She offered a tearful apology, claiming it was a moment of weakness, a mistake. I didn't believe her. I saw the truth in her eyes, a cold, calculating ambition that had always been hidden beneath the surface. I threw myself into my work, coding day and night, trying to drown out the pain with lines of code. My colleagues, bless their hearts, tried to be supportive, but their platitudes felt hollow and meaningless. Time heals all wounds, they'd say. Y'all find someone else. I didn't want someone else. I wanted Bronte, the Bronte I thought I knew, the Bronte who had never existed. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, I found myself scrolling through Bronte's social media. I knew it was a form of self-torture, but I couldn't resist. I saw pictures of her in Thornton, attending galas, vacationing in exotic locations. They looked happy, sickeningly happy. It was like a knife twisting in my gut. Then I stumbled upon something that made my blood run cold. A picture of Bronte holding a baby, a tiny, innocent creature with Thornton's eyes. The caption read, "Our little miracle born 6 months ago. So blessed 6 months ago." That meant Bronte had been pregnant when I confronted her in the conference room. She had been carrying Thornton's child while I was pouring my heart and soul into our marriage. The betrayal was so profound, so complete, that it almost felt surreal. Something snapped inside me. The pain, the anger, the disbelief coalesced into a burning desire for revenge. I had been a victim, a patsy, a fool, but I wouldn't be any more. I would make them pay for what they had done to me. My first target was Thornton. I knew his company was on the verge of securing a major contract with the city council, a contract that would make him millions. I also knew that Thornton had a reputation for cutting corners, for bribing officials, for engaging in unethical practices. Using my IT skills, I hacked into Thornton's email account, uncovering a trove of incriminating evidence, emails detailing bribes, falsified documents, and shady deals. I compiled the evidence into a comprehensive report and sent it anonymously to the city council, the local newspaper, and the police. The fallout was immediate and devastating. Thornton was arrested on charges of corruption, fraud, and bribery. His company lost the contract, his reputation was ruined, and his career was over. He was facing years in prison. Bronte, of course, was implicated in the scandal. She claimed she knew nothing about Thornton's illegal activities, but no one believed her. Her career as an architect was destroyed, her reputation tarnished. She was ostracized by her friends and colleagues, left to raise her child alone. I watched it all unfold from a distance, a cold, detached satisfaction washing over me. I had exacted my revenge, but it didn't bring me the peace I had hoped for. The pain was still there, a dull ache in my chest, a constant reminder of what I had lost. Then I received a phone call from Bronte. Her voice was weak, desperate. "Alaric, please, you have to help me," she begged. I have nowhere else to turn. I hesitated. Part of me wanted to slam the phone down, to revel in her misery. But another part of me, the part that still remembered the Bronte I had loved, couldn't abandon her completely. "What do you want?" I asked, my voice cold. "Thornton, he's left me," she sobbed. "He's disowned our child. He says he doesn't want anything to do with us. I am broke, Alaric. I can't afford to raise this baby on my own." I felt a flicker of something. Not sympathy, not exactly, more like a grim satisfaction. Thornton, the man who had stolen my wife and fathered her child, had abandoned them both when the going got tough. Karma, it seemed, had a twisted sense of humor. "I'm not going to give you money, Bronte," I said firmly. "But I will help you find a job. I'll help you find affordable housing. But that's it. I owe you nothing more." Bronte agreed, her voice filled with a mixture of gratitude and resentment. I helped her find a small apartment in a low-income neighborhood and secured her a job as a junior architect at a small, struggling firm. It wasn't the life she had envisioned, but it was a life of her own making. I haven't seen Bronte since. I hear updates through mutual friends, snippets of information about her struggles and her triumphs. She's raising her child, working hard, and trying to rebuild her life. I don't know if she's happy, but I hope she's learned her lesson. As for me, I am still single. I've tried dating, but I find it hard to trust anyone. The scars of Bronte's betrayal run deep, a constant reminder of the fragility of love and the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. But I am not bitter. I am not consumed by anger or resentment. I've moved on, albeit cautiously. I've learned to appreciate the simple things in life: a good book, a challenging coding problem, a quiet evening in my own company. The rain has stopped now. The sun is breaking through the clouds, casting a golden glow over Manchester. It's a new day, a new beginning, and I, Alaric, am ready to face it, scars and all.